weather today, although there is a rain warning in effect. And what I read today, how about this one? Is Korea more on edge with drones now based on all the news? This one here says Chinese tourists who allegedly filmed NIS building with drone detained by police. It says a Chinese national was detained by police for allegedly filming Korea's top spy agency headquarters in southern Seoul with a drone on Saturday. The Central Police Precinct said on Sunday that it had detained a Chinese tourist the day before as suspect for violating the Aviation Safety Act. That's usually not a good idea when you're going to foreign countries too, because the rules and everything are so different. It says the tourist filmed the National Intelligence Service building and other sites in southern Seoul using a drone at around 3 p.m. The police say the tourist was believed to have been filming the Holong and Ilong royal tombs, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, with a drone, and also captured footage of the nearby NIS building. There doesn't appear to be any specific espionage-related suspicions so far, but we plan to continue the investigation, a police official told local news outlet Newsys. As this is an ongoing investigation, we cannot provide further details. So the way this is written, actually, it makes me wonder if it's kind of like that story in the US where usually when they have things like huge sporting events, there's a no-fly zone during those times, and there was somebody flying their drone, I believe, at a restaurant just taking selfie footages, but because he did that, he happened to be in the no-fly zone, so indirectly, unfortunately, he's going to have to be punished. So it makes you wonder if that's kind of the case here. The guy was capturing for something else, but then inadvertently, for example, he intruded on something else that violated the court law. And this was kind of interesting with all that news of various countries wanting to ban things like foreign drones, for example. How about this one, where it talks about things like Russian drones that have so many, I guess they say here, Western parts. It says, downed Russian drone used at least 30 chips from Western companies, silicon from Xilinx, TI, Marvel, Micron, and others found in their wreckage. It has been discovered that a Sukhoi S-70 Oknodnik B unmanned combat aerial vehicle found crashed behind Ukrainian lines was reliant on a plethora of Western chips. The drone included parts from Analog Devices, Fairchild of Semiconductors, Infineon, Marvel, Maxim, Micron, ON Semiconductor, STM Electronics, Texas Instruments, Xilinx, and more. That's a lot of companies. It says some of which also produce electronics for the US military. According to the German news site Golem.de, the drone was deliberately shot down by a Russian jet after it went out of control in the Donetsk region, some 16 kilometers behind the front lines. Ukrainian soldiers then recovered the wreckage, and Ukraine's military intelligence services investigation revealed these chips and their sources. Funny enough, I haven't heard much of, let's just say, Russian drones. It's always those Shahed ones, for example, that they apparently buy, like those kamikaze ones. It says the S-70 Okoknik B is one of Russia's most advanced drone prototypes and is supposed to act as an autonomous wingman to the Sukhoi Su-57 using artificial intelligence. Although the West has heavily sanctioned Russia, reducing its access to advanced technologies, it's still able to acquire key components through the black market, allowing Russian companies to continue using Western electronics to produce weapons despite stringent export controls. For example, Ukrainian defenders have seen Western technologies in Russian missiles as of late October 2024. I guess with that, you'd have to ask, is it, for example, companies being oblivious to this, or are people doing this knowingly and then afterwards can say, for example, well, I don't condone this, like someone else is doing it? Who knows? But I guess this is an example too of, in terms of trying to ban one country completely, we're just so reliant on so many different sources for parts. And while this wasn't war related, it makes you wonder if this will get people to start fighting with each other again here anyways, as this piece of news was going around everywhere. This one says, first presumptive human case of avian flu acquired in Canada detected in teen. British Columbia's Ministry of Health says the first suspected human case of bird flu contracted in Canada has been detected in BC. That's here technically. It says a statement from the office of the provincial health officer says a teenager in the region covered by Fraser Health tested positive for bird flu, and the teen is currently getting treatment at BC Children's Hospital. The statement says the positive test was done by the BC Centre for Disease Control, and samples are on their way to Winnipeg's National Microbiology Lab for confirmatory tests. It says the public health officials are also looking into the case to find the source of the exposure and identify any contacts Provincial Health Officer Dr. Bonnie Henry says it is a, quote, rare event and only a handful of cases of bird flu caused by the H5N1 strain of the avian influenza virus have been detected in humans in the US and abroad. So why is this causing controversy? Apparently it's bringing up conversations again of things, for example, mandatory mass vaccines, shutdowns and so forth potentially. Either way, let's see what happens here and if people actually learned anything from last time anyways, because some people went to the extreme just to end up being wrong. All right, see you guys later.